far too long it was just a dream. And then, last season, it all came together. The money, the people, and the goals!
For 15 dark years, Portsmouth were cast into the shadows of English football. Relegation battles and financial ruin threatened the club's very existence. But in 2003 it all clicked, and now Pompey were back in the big time. But was the Premiership ready for Pompey? Ahead of the big kick-off, club director and supporter Fred Dinage went behind the scenes to lift the lid on the Premier League's newest arrivals.
Well, this is the away dressing room at Fratton Park, and these baths, would you believe, are where Messrs Owen and Van Nistelrooy and the rest of the Premier League fancy dans will have to have a wash down. Never seen anything like this. For this is where they'll get changed. It's the size of a postage stamp. The roof's coming in, and this is where Hasselbank is going to have his pecs massaged. I'll tell you something, you won't fancy it. Well, there'll be plenty of battles here in the boardroom, of course, over how to spend the money, who to spend it on, and even bigger battles, of course, if we find ourselves bottom of the Premier League. God forbid. And there'll be no posh dugout for the likes of Ferguson, Wenger and Houllier. Oh no, they've got a bus shelter. Well, this is the Milton end where the away fans sit, and they won't be used to this. You see, there's no cover, so if it rains, they get soaking wet. Can you hear that? That's just part of the wall of sound that comes for 90 minutes every Saturday from 5,500 supporters here in the Fratton end. And the fancy dans of the Premier League won't like it because look how close they are to this hostile noise. Well, it's a bit scary, isn't it? But still, that's what it's all about. But if we directors are a bit worried, well, but what about the fans? What about the people who make up the club? What do they think about it all?
Can't wait. Dreams come true, isn't it?
Be quite good seeing all the new Premiership players and everything, so yeah, it should be good.
I think we'll survive. I'm not worried about us going down this season. But I think 40 points by the end of May, should be able to do that.
But it's obviously going to be a hard fight to survive, but hopefully the signings Harry's made and everything, you know, they'll all gel together and be okay, hopefully.
With the opening day clash against Aston Villa looming, redevelopment and restoration was the name of the game off the pitch. Fratton Park resembled an episode of DIY SOS as builders, cleaners and electricians frantically fought to bring the stadium up to scratch. Meanwhile, manager Harry Redknapp was busy building a squad capable of staying in the top flight. The foundation of last season's championship team remained, though there was one notable departure. Talisman Paul Merson decided the rigours of England's top league would be too much for his ageing legs. But what a contribution Magic Merson made in his short stay. Harry's wheeling and dealing saw a host of new faces through the Fratton Park entrance. There was a major coup when Patrick Berger swapped Merseyside for the South Coast. Dejan Stefanovic became the club's record signing. He arrived from Vitesse for £1.8 million. Another £1.5 million went on Senegal's Andy Faye. It would prove to be a sniff. There are a host of free transfers as well, including Croatian captain Boris Zivkovic, Harold Wappenaar and Sebastian Schemmel. And of course a new skipper was required. Enter Teddy Sheringham, a player of proven pedigree and the kind of Premier experience Pompey would need plenty of. Though there'd be no Svetoslav Todorov, he ruptured medial ligaments on the eve of the campaign. It would keep the Bulgarian sidelined for the entire term. But the blow of Toddy's injury couldn't temper the excitement ahead of Pompey's opening Premiership fixture. The match had captured the imagination of the entire country as the Sky cameras rolled into town for the early kick-off. Everyone was desperate to see how Pompey would cope with life back amongst the big boys, and they weren't to be disappointed.
A packed house bathed in August sunshine welcomed Pompey to the Premiership. A proud moment for the two men who made it all possible. And led by new skipper Sheringham, they set about visitors Aston Villa like they'd never been away. Having gone close with an earlier free kick, Sheringham started the move that saw Patrick Berger release Yakubu. The Nigerian shot was blocked, and there was Sheringham. Instant hero status was assured. In the second half, it got even better. Some neat build-up on the edge of the Villa box ended with debutant Berger weaving his way through the Villa defence. The Czech star finished in style, so cue the white-hot celebrations and a series of cliched puns. But this was turning out to be a tasty debut for Berger. But Pompey were made to sweat for their first Premier points when Boris Zivkovic was adjudged to have felled Gareth Barry. Though a second look suggests Barry may well have tripped on a rogue piece of turf, the penalty was duly dispatched, and so was Barry moments later for a second bookable offence. Following an agonising wait, the final whistle sparked jubilant scenes and signalled the rebirth of a city. Pompey had arrived.
We wanted first win on the season, and we can relax now and play some football.
I think we'll be safe. I think we'll be safe this season. And with a crowd like that every home match, teams are going to struggle when they come down here.
It's a long time we waited for this, and it is brilliant. Just goes to show we can hold our own in the Premier Division. Magic boys, lovely.